The story, you know, is that A Plus, at the end of the press conference of the Attorney General yesterday, said the Attorney General, I'm sorry to say, he used these words, quote and unquote, is a fool and he's stupid. I mean, I was confused. Everybody who read it screamed. That was this is the post. So the Attorney General at the press conference said something about explaining why A Plus is doing what he's doing. And A Plus said, no, that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is not true. What I said was because according to my information, you went to beg for 500,000 cedis that you were going to use it to bribe the appointment committee of parliament. And for your information, you are not the only one. If you are an old fool, I'll reset your brain. Stupid man. I mean, how? I'm not surprised that the post has been deleted. We are very sorry, viewers, for having to read this. We are very sorry about that. But anyway, let me not. We have arranged the story in a way that you can nicely follow. So let's see the first video. Now, the first video is a 4-minute video encompassing most of the 3 themes that we're going to be discussing. And then we have subsequent videos within the 4 minutes where we have split it out into the few themes and then we discuss it. When we are finished, we will tell you about Kwabena Duboahin, who appears in court tomorrow as well. We'll tell you about that. Also has to do with Dominic Aini. So please hold on. Let's watch the first 4 minutes of the video.
The Honorable Kwame Asare-Obeng, a.k.a. A+, took to social media to make spurious allegations against me, calling me corrupt and a thief. Besides the name calling, the Facebook post in its totality was a palpable falsehood. I was never involved in the passage of the sanitation levy, as I was not a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, let alone to be in a position to influence the composition of the membership of the committee. And I have the Hansard as documentary support for what I'm saying. I have the votes and proceedings of Parliament. Unfortunately, I left them in the office. I think I have them here. Yes. So for the media, the report of the committee as well as the vote and proceedings are here. If you want to do some research on the matter that he alleged that I was involved and I channeled, I made sure that the membership of the committee was, changed, and then the monies from the sanitation levy were channeled to my friend, and so on and so forth. I'm not friends with whoever was the beneficiary of the sanitation levy. But interestingly, A+ warned me in the post not to do anything silly and that he will come after me if I did. That is laughable. First of all, I do not act silly because I think through the consequences of my actions, not only for my person, but also for others. That is what we were taught in Notre Dame Minor Seminary, and I am proud to say, without fear of any contradiction, that I have kept faith with that principle. Secondly, the threat is laughable because I have nothing to hide. I am reliably informed that his basis of saying that I am corrupt and a thief is that I took campaign contribution from a businessman at East Legon known as Dr. Sledge, and that he also knows the people who donated pickups for my campaign. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if receiving donations for your campaign or getting a pickup for a campaign is thievery or corruption, then there are 276 thieves in Parliament, including the person who was making the allegation himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, if A+ has any evidence of corruption or thievery against me, I am challenging him today to call a press conference and present the evidence or present it to the police to investigate me. In contrast, the media should ask him about the silly thing that I was about to do, which frightened him so much into making that silly post about me. He should be asked what he knows about the National Service ghost name scandal and related matters. If he can give truthful answers to these questions, then Ghanaians will know why he took to social media to do what he did. But let him be warned that in my hometown of Zorungu, we do not fear mud being thrown at us. On the contrary, we walk into the mud to deal with the person doing the mud slinging. And I am prepared to walk into the mud with A+. Because what I have about him and the National Service scandal, he should come and tell you. I'm challenging him. He should come and tell you, the media, and stop cowardly hiding behind social media to make baseless allegations against people who have worked hard to earn a reputation.
All right. So you heard it. You heard the Dominic Aini. You heard what he said. Now the next level, and we're going to begin our story here. He said something about a certain Dr. Sledge. Or which one should I take first, producer? Should I take Dr. Sledge first, or should I take the MAD or A+? Okay, let's take Dr. Sledge, and then we deal with the Dr. Sledge bit of the story. He said something about Dr. Sledge. Let's hear him again, and then we come to Dr. Sledge. What did Dominic Aini say?
Reliably informed that his basis of saying that I am corrupt and a thief is that I took campaign contribution from a businessman at East Legon known as Dr. Sledge, and that he also knows the people who donated pickups for my campaign. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if receiving donations for your campaign or getting a pickup for a campaign is thievery or corruption, then there are 276 thieves in Parliament, including the person who was making the allegation himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, if A+ has any evidence of corruption or thievery against me, I am challenging him today to call a press conference and present the evidence or present it to the police to investigate me. In contrast, the media should ask him about the silly thing that I was about to do, which frightened him so much into making that silly post about me. He should be asked what he knows about the National Service ghost name scandal and related matters. If he can give truthful answers to these questions, then Ghanaians will know why he took to social media to do what he did.
So this is Dominic Aini, this is Dr. Sledge, and this is A+. A+ and Dr. Sledge are very, very close to each other. Dominic Aini has gotten to know Dr. Sledge as well. But Dr. Sledge and A+ are buddies, tight. A+ gets to know the activities, the business activities, or should I say the commercial activities of Dr. Sledge. And A+ gets to know which politicians Dr. Sledge has dealt with. So if you're a politician and you've gone to deal with Dr. Sledge at East Legon, the assumption is that he's told A+. A+ knows. So if I'm a politician and I go to Dr. Sledge, somebody says, oh, Charlie campaign, Dr. Sledge has money, can help you. Once Dr. Sledge engages with me, he says, Kwame, now name honorable be or say or your MP or your friend Paul, I don't want you name. Say me name the pie, say blah 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 obeji. Oh, but bonutio, the man or call and say, unim the day I no. That's the kind of conversation sometimes they have. So Dr. Sledge here doesn't want to be seen in public. He doesn't want his name. He doesn't want to be heard. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want anything public. But he may have quite a bit of questions to answer because we've stumbled on a few things. Apparently, there's a petition that went to the Office of the Ministry of Justice against him. But the most important thing is that we are finding out questions about Dr. Sledge's relationship with the Mineral Investment Fund, MIF, the state agency, MIF. The difficulty with the conversation is that it appears that MIF is holding Dr. Sledge for a certain huge amount of money. The Mineral Investment Fund is concerned that Dr. Sledge may have occasioned some significant loss to the fund. We know the figure, we'll say it later, but it's big. It's more than 20 million, it's more than 30 million United States dollars, it's more than 40 million. We won't tell you the figure yet, but it's more than 40 million. This is the amount of money that MIF is suspecting and alleging and thinking that Dr. Sledge needs to pay back to them. At some point, MIF's situation will become a prosecution. 2024 and earlier, but 2024, not now. So Dominic Aini is bringing up Dr. Sledge's name for a reason. And I'll tell you as we build up. Get me back A+ and Sledge and Dominic Aini. Now, Dominic Aini is under pressure by Kwame A+. And we're going to talk about A+ and his misconduct tonight. But Dominic Aini is under severe pressure by Kwame A+. It doesn't happen that a member of parliament says that the Attorney General is a thief and goes on to say things like he's stupid, he's a fool. I mean, that is the lowest. I have had friends, and I'm sure many journalists too. I've had friends who call me from Nigeria, my Nigerian friend journalists, South Africa and England, say, hey, what's happening in your country? Someone on a Nigerian said, who is the +1 man who is saying that? I said, what is +1? He said, you're +1, they're your guy. Kwame +1. I said, it's A+. He said, yeah, whatever it is. Why is he saying the Attorney General is a... Who is the Attorney General? And why is it? What's happening? I said, don't worry. I said, no, is it true though? I had to painfully say, yeah, it's true. Because he saw it on social media, these days people don't believe it. He said, is it true? I said, it is true. He said +1. You know, when you see A+, you can think of it as different things. So, Dominic Aini is under pressure. Then the Attorney General, who is obviously under pressure, goes to a press conference to talk about some prosecution. The question comes up about A+. And he says, I know why A+ is doing what he's doing. He's doing that because I took money from Dr. Sledge at East Legon. I mean, it doesn't sit well. He says, I took campaign donation, but it is money. Said it's campaign donation from a certain Dr. Sledge at East Legon. He doesn't say who Sledge is. The Attorney General doesn't go on to say, Sledge is that person. He doesn't say anything. He just leaves the name there. He exposes Sledge to the public. Do you know why? He's doing that to put pressure on Kwame A+. Because Sledge is a benefactor to Kwame A+. Sledge most likely funded heavily Kwame A+'s campaign. Sledge and A+ are very close. But Sledge doesn't want his name in the public. So if Dominic Aini puts Sledge's name in the public as a result of A+'s rantings, Sledge is going to put the lid on A+. This is the story. Dominic Aini is hoping that by dropping the name Dr. Sledge in the public domain at a big platform like the press conference of the Attorney General, Sledge will feel the pressure and the heat. And Sledge will know that my name has become public as a result of A+ onya botre Kwame nya botre and waya nyako bomidi me mpesa de no. So that Sledge will now put a lid on Kwame A+. Because Sledge doesn't want to be seen. And Dominic Aini knows that he may have Sledge by the carrot and the stick. Because Sledge has MIF issues. Is it coming? Okay. So that is the source of A+'s anger after the... Now put back A+'s post. Let me explain to you. Put back A+'s post. Okay. You put the A+'s post here and let's watch the Dominic Aini on Sledge again. And then I'll come back. Let's watch Dominic Aini on Sledge. Let me see that video.
I am reliably informed that his basis of saying that I am corrupt and a thief is that I took campaign contribution from a businessman at East Legon known as Dr. Sledge, and that he also knows the people who donated pickups for my campaign. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if receiving donations for your campaign or getting a pickup for a campaign is thievery or corruption, then there are 276 thieves in Parliament, including the person who was making the allegation himself.
So this is what Dominic said, that, ladies and gentlemen, the cat is out of the bag. A+ is saying that because I took campaign contribution in the form of money from a certain Dr. Sledge. Look at A Plus's post. Look at the first word of the post. Look at it. He says, no. That no means a lot. Don't mention Dr. Sledge. Dominic, what is wrong with you? Why are you talking about Dr. Sledge? Who told you to mention? He said, no, that is not true. That's A Plus's first reaction. No to what? Dr. Sledge. Don't mention Sledge. If you mention Sledge, I'm in trouble. Sledge doesn't like that. And if you want to put me in trouble, I'll teach you a lesson. So look at the continuation. This is a content analysis of literature and paragraphs, isn't it? Okay, let's continue. No, that is not true. What I said was, now, when he says no, that is not true, he's coming to confirm to Sledge that he did not say that. So he's making it, this, what I said was, is not for Dominic Aini's attention, it's for Sledge's attention. No, that is not true. What I said was, because according to my information, you went to beg. He doesn't say who Dominic Aini is begging. We will assume that's a Sledge. But he doesn't say who. He says you went to beg because A Plus does not want to mention Sledge's name in public. He doesn't want to do that because Sledge doesn't like that. Dominic Aini has done something disturbing to Kwame A Plus by dropping the name of Sledge. Sledge himself is a problem that the Attorney General should not be talking about him. I'll come to that in a minute. I'll come to that. He says you went to beg for 500,000 cedis that you were going to use it to bribe. You see, A Plus is moving the conversation away from Sledge and bringing in other things that will generate interest of the reader, the Appointments Committee of Parliament. That's what he's trying to do. And he's writing this in anger and frustration against Dominic Aini. That's why he ends the way he ends. Because as he's writing it, his anger against Aini is building up. His anger against Aini this time is not so much about the corruption, it's about the name of Sledge that Aini shouldn't have mentioned. This is A Plus's anger at this stage. You went to beg for 500,000 cedis that you were going to use it to bribe the appointment committee. Now, who will go and beg for money and say, I'm going to use it to bribe appointment committee? But A Plus, it is possible that he must have told him that, oh, I need to see the committee and all that. Yes, it's possible. But A Plus is using the word bribe so that it will catch attention. And he's using the appointments committee so that it will look like a scandal, moving it away from Sledge. Because Dominic Aini said, I went to a businessman in East Legon called Dr. Sledge to take campaign contribution. And he ends there. He doesn't say who Sledge is. A Plus knows that this is going to be pressure on him. So he says, when to use the appointment committee to Parliament, that you were going to use the bribe to bribe the appointment committee of Parliament. So he's saying again, heaping more pressure on the Attorney General, that the Attorney General, when he was going for his vetting, had evinced an intention to influence the appointments committee by bribery. This is worse against the Attorney General. This is A Plus intended to say something bigger than the first one because he has mentioned Sledge's name. A Plus now says that in addition to talking about corruption of the Attorney General, here is some evidence that he's providing. That the Attorney General took money to go and bribe the Appointments Committee of Parliament to secure his vetting. Very dangerous matter. Tonight, I'm going to list all the Attorney Generals of the Fourth Republic, and then we'll look at something. Fourth Republic Attorney Generals, and we'll look at something. What A Plus said here is terrible. It requires people to be resigning. It requires people to be leaving and a committee being set up. And that's why I was talking about Mahama Ayariga, the leader of the House. This is massive. So A Plus is desperate to move the story away from Sledge. It doesn't mean that A Plus is creating the story. I'm not saying that. He's looking for something and he may have found it that will take the attention away from the Sledge that Dominic Aini talked about, because all of us media people are now going to jump on, hey, who is Sledge? Who is Sledge? This is what Aini wanted. This is what A Plus doesn't want. This is what Sledge hates. Aini wanted people to say, who is Sledge? Who is Sledge? Sledge will feel that A Plus has put me into trouble. Then, because Sledge has a lot of trouble, I'll tell you tonight. He said he's going to use that to bribe the appointments committee. And then he goes on. And for your information, you are not the only one. A Plus is suggesting to whoever who is reading it, who is going to think about calling him to privileges committee and all that, and who is that person who has also collected money from Sledge, that all of you have taken money from Sledge, I know. So this post that I'm making about Dominic Aini, don't try and come and tell me you are taking me to privileges committee. If you do, I'll mention all of your name. That is A+'s modus operandi. Threat of I'll mention, because he has a lot of information. I'll mention. That's what they do. That's what they were doing on UTV. I'll mention. Hey, when they have the story, it's always a threat first. And I'll come asem. And that's what they do all the time. This one threatening, this one threat. They all have information about each other. They have proper. Every day they've done something that the other person knows. It's like that. It's a gamut of all of that. He said, and for information, you are not the only one. If you are an old fool, I will reset your brain. Stupid man. At this stage, A+ is expressing his anger for Dominic Aini to even go and mention Sledge. Let's go on with the story. Dominic Aini now goes on to say that he will deal with A+ in a certain way. Let's see that video.
Let him be warned that in my hometown of Zorungu, we do not fear mud being thrown at us. On the contrary, we walk into the mud to deal with the person doing the mud slinging. And I am prepared to walk into the mud with A+. Because what I have about him and the National Service scandal, he should come and tell you. I'm challenging him. He should come and tell you, the media, and stop cowardly hiding behind social media to make baseless allegations against people who have worked hard to earn a reputation.
It is in this paragraph that you see that the Attorney General is under severe pressure. Now, I've never seen an Attorney General who is in this tussle and then says that where I come from, no, that's not Attorney General. That's not Attorney General. Where I come from, the throne will play in the mud. A+, I will descend into the gutter with you. It's not Attorney General. It signifies an Attorney General who is under severe pressure. And I feel bad about it because I know Dominic. He's under severe pressure. And I'll show you the history of Attorney Generals. And you will look at those of you can remember, even Godfrey Dame, the last one. You will see that there's been never any, in the history of Attorney Generals, that there has been any Attorney General who has had this kind of difficulty. Yes, thank you. I'll come to them. I'll come to them in a minute. This part, I think that if Dominic Aini and his team are watching the press conference, they should delete this part. And they should understand that there's a certain psychological framework that made him say the things he said in this video. And he should move himself away from that psychological framework anytime he has to address the public. How can an Attorney General say that I'm in the mud? So I'm in the mud. So it's a bit pedestrian. I'm sorry, it's a bit pedestrian. Attorney General, Minister for Justice, is addressing a press conference. A member of parliament has accused you of something. And then he does the thing that A+ and the people do on social media, the thing all of them do. If A+ knows what I know about him in the National Service, oh boy, Attorney General doesn't talk like that. If A+ knows what I know about him in the National Service scandal, he should come and answer to you, the media, what he, A+ knows about the National Service scandal. A+ hasn't said anything about National Service scandal. You, the Attorney General, you said there's a National Service scandal and that a member of parliament was paid a certain amount of money. I came here, got the information and said, the member of parliament that Dominic Aini was referring to is Kwame A+, because we got information that Kwame A+ went to the NIB about this matter and they asked him questions about the 1.5 million. You, the Attorney General, you didn't provide the name. Attorney General has all the prosecutory powers in the world. You don't have to come to a press conference and say, if he knows what I know. Attorney General. It is a dereliction of duty because the Attorney General doesn't get the information because he is a nice man. He gets the information because he holds the people's power. As a result of the social contract, he has the authority to prosecute for us. By reason of he having the authority and being the principal legal advisor to the government, and the lead prosecutor and the leader of the Ghana Bar Association, he gets that information. That information is not supposed to be within his custody, either for trading off, for bragging, or for anything. Whatever information he has to execute the information through a prosecution so that the republic can be saved. The Attorney General has that information because he represents the 30 million Ghanaians in that office of the Ministry of Justice. When information comes to him, he's collecting the information on behalf of the people of Ghana. So I don't collect my information about the people of Ghana. No. So if I go and hear that Kwame Plus calls me, say, Paul, brother, but you must minister way, then we do kokosa. That's not on behalf of the people of Ghana. I can decide to come here and say it. I can decide not to say it. But the Attorney General does not get information on in and of his own behalf. He's collecting the information on behalf of the people of Ghana. So if he has information that there's been a national service scandal and Kwame A Plus is involved in it, it is dereliction of duty for the Attorney General to come and tell us that I have the information. He knows it's a threat that he's threatening Kwame A Plus. That's not how Attorney Generals behave. No way. This part is very disturbing. The Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, he stands there and says that, well, I've heard what A Plus has said. My lawyers have taken legal action against him. In the meantime, we will begin the prosecution of the national service scandal. And A Plus is the third accused person. And I know that's why he's talking. He's third accused because he took 1.5 million cedis as corrupt money in perpetration of an evil. We have sued him under section so and so of the Criminal Offences Act. He should come to court and answer. That's how the Attorney General talks. Not, hey, me, where I come from, we are in the mud. If you like, you will see. You will go to the mud. And he A plus. He's talking about me. He is part of, no. Of a Dominic. How are you, sir? This part is not good. It's not good at all. It makes A plus look good. It makes A plus look, yeah, he's talking about me. I've managed to reduce the Attorney General. He's now come, we are talking as if we're in the boxing ring. I've reduced him to that. I have reduced the Attorney General. A plus walk around. It's one of the Attorney General. Or Kasati say class 3, Nipa. So one of the then you'll be laughing. Our Attorney General should not be subjected to that. He is not the Attorney General of Aini and Feli law firm. He's the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, appointed under Article 88. There I say that he is the most important minister as far as the Constitution is concerned. Why do I say that? Because the Constitution does not prescribe the naming of any minister. So you will see that when Parliament does their act, they will always write the minister responsible, the minister responsible, the minister responsible in the acts of Parliament. So if you look at what they are discussing and they say the minister responsible, then you know it's transport. Then you know it's finance. Not for the Attorney General. Then a 1992 Constitution has published in Article 88 that whether the president likes it or not, whether I like it or not, you like it or not, there has to be an Attorney General who is a Minister of State, who is the principal legal advisor to the government. All prosecutions will be initiated in the name of the Attorney General. And every action against the government shall be instituted against the Attorney General. That's why you hear lawyers say, this versus the Attorney General, this versus the Attorney General, Tufo and the Attorney General, Salah and the Attorney General, Mensah and the Attorney General, this and the Attorney General, MPP and the Attorney General, NDC and the Attorney General. It's not because the Attorney General is a bad guy that every day they are suing him. It is because Article 88 says that all actions against the government shall be instituted against the Attorney General. So you are suing the president. No, you can't sue president. You are suing ministers, you sue the Attorney General. You are suing Gapoha, you sue the Attorney General. You want to sue GBC, you sue the Attorney General. The Attorney General also initiates all prosecutions on behalf of the government. So you see custom prosecuting, they are prosecuting in the name of the Attorney General. Police are prosecuting, they are prosecuting in the name of the Attorney General. Tomorrow is a working day. There are about 3,000 courts in Ghana. About 1,800 of them will be prosecuting criminal matters. All the 1,800, assuming my calculation is correct, all those prosecutions are being initiated in the name of the Attorney General. So this is the size of the Attorney General. How then does A plus come and say the things that he's saying, and the Attorney General's response to A plus is that I come from the mud. So if you like come, you will see, we'll fight in the mud. And your national service scandal is coming, you will see. Like some Adisco boys chatting, and like some St. Augustine's boys who are trying to brag at Peu Junction, or they've gone to Kotokaba, or they've gone to Solis. And then Kabuchu boys have come and you will see what I, you think I'm a small boy, sure, me when I come for Attorney General appointed at Article 88. No, 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 no. And Kwame A plus, then rise, he's stupid. Anyway, let's go to the next one because I'm being signaled that. All right, so the last video is Attorney General says that he will sue A plus, which was better. Let's see that one.
The question of whether I'm going to file a defamation suit against A plus. Well, I have considered it, but I want to spend the time profitably doing the work that the president has appointed me to do. I don't want any side show going to court every day with you media people on my back. I want to sit in that office and make sure that I do the work that His Excellency has, appointed me to do. So I will not spend my time, going to court for defamation.
Very respectful, Leonard Attorney General, without resolving this A plus matter, you cannot go on with the work that the president has given you. You can't. I'm serious. And I know some people, those who don't agree with me, please send a text. I'm serious. Attorney General Dominic Aini cannot proceed with the work President Mahama has given him without resolving the fact that a member of parliament says you are thief and corrupt, which you yourself repeated, and just after you said that, and told the member of parliament that what you said about Dr. Sledge, the member of parliament comes and says you are a fool and you are stupid. And you will ignore that and go ahead with the work President Mahama has given you. The work President Mahama has given you is clothed in integrity of the Attorney General. It's clothed in it. It's clothed in integrity. So the integrity is the foundation for you to start the work. Without that integrity, you cannot proceed to do the work. Otherwise, you will be working in positivist law as Attorney General, and in the natural law, you will not be an Attorney General at all. Because people can tell. Today, everybody is interested in what A plus was saying about the Attorney General. You cannot sweep that away and then proceed with the work that President Mahama has given you. That matter has to be sufficiently dealt with for the Attorney General to come out unscathed and say that no, A plus was wrong. And then beyond that, the Attorney General can proceed with his work. Until and unless this matter is properly dealt with, every time Dominic Aini is seen, everybody remembers A plus. Every time he says something, everybody remembers A plus. Every time he hosts a press conference, everybody remembers A plus. And A plus is not a non-entity. He's a member of parliament for Goma Central. He's a member of parliament. He's not a non-entity. He's not like me. I'm a non-entity, so if I talk here, you can decide to ignore it. Nobody cares. But he's a member of parliament, and that's why I'm wondering why the leader of parliament, Mahama Yarega, has not said anything about this matter. I don't know whether behind the scenes he's doing something. Honorable, how are you? We know that you are very busy with the Boko conflict. Good luck. I hope that everything will be peaceful there. I hear that it's getting better. So, so you've done well. Please, let's have peace in Boko. But beyond peace, Honorable Leader of the House, your people, Dominic Aini, your good friend, way back from the faculty, and A plus, the one who is sitting with your people, they are fighting butu. And we are critical of the way that Dominic Aini has been handling some of the things. So, leader, please, can you intervene and let's understand? Because as I'm just saying to Dominic, we have to cross this line. Otherwise, there's no Attorney General at all. If we don't cross this line, there's no Attorney General. An Attorney General that Nigerian journalists, South African journalists are calling me, they are calling all the people, all the journalists in Ghana, asking them that, is it true that somebody said that the Attorney General is corrupt? And what is happening in Ghana? I mean, this is about Ghana. And I'll come to A plus. Please, A plus too. A plus. No British MP. And we're talking about the democracy and the sustenance. No British MP. And no American congressman, even if he has the gamut of evidence, will publish on social media that the Attorney General of Britain is a thief. He will never do that. It may be that, but he won't do it. What did the gun say? Anokwale ni jama awe. Anokwale ni jama awe. So A plus must wake up. What is wrong with him? He thinks that the member of parliament thing is simple, like the way we live our lives now, like the way we're doing Kwame A plus, say 1, 2, 1, 2. Debbie, Kwame, parliament is not like that. Oh. It's a serious matter. You're a member of parliament. You can't come on Facebook and write stupid. In fact, the Privileges Committee must talk to MPs and deal with this matter because it's embarrassing our democracy. The things that are happening is embarrassing our democracy. What is this? The Attorney General is on another tangent saying something. Then this member of parliament says, Attorney General is a fool, stupid man. Are you serious? If he's Dominic Aini, you can say anything you want to say to him. But Kwame A+, you have to understand that when they say somebody is Attorney General, it is for all of Ghana. It's not for you and it's not for him. It's the whole Ghana's Attorney General. There's no campaign time. Oh, the campaign is over. John Mahama was declared the winner. So we are done with campaign. We are trying to sustain our democracy for the sake of the country and the children. You shouldn't be the one to be derailing our democracy because you think that when you're dean, you can speak the truth. Maka. It doesn't work like that. That's not how to build a nation, Kwame. You can't build a nation like that. The Attorney General is a stupid man. Give me the Attorney Generals. I cannot imagine for the life of me. This is the bar president's father, please. What's his name again? Tony Forson. This is Mr. Forson, the first Attorney General of the Fourth Republic. I cannot, even if you say you don't know him, those who know him, I cannot imagine anybody publish something and say, call him a fool, stupid man. I can't see it. Obeda Samoa. I mean, I had a conversation. Somebody said they wanted political stories. Where's Nana Akufo-Addo's photograph? Beautiful. I had a conversation with Nana Akufo-Addo many years ago. And I asked him that. Maybe I've said this story before. I asked Nana Akufo-Addo that. This was in the year 2000, 24 years ago. And I asked him in his private office in Adabraka. And I said, those days we had several nicknames for him, but don't tell him. We used to call him Ojatanai. I won't tell you the meaning. We used to call him Adodi. Then we used to call him, the other one, I won't say it. But he didn't know that that's how we call him. So I call Kwame Kufu. Ojatanai, they say, then I climb up. So I went to him and said, who do you think is the best lawyer in Ghana? So he paused. I thought he wouldn't even take the question serious. I thought he was going to smile. He paused and he considered it a very serious question. Then he said, Paul, this is a very interesting question. I never thought about it. Of which generation? That's what he asked. So I knew he was going towards his father, Akufo-Addo and his father. He said, of which generation? And I said, oh, no, not your father's time. I mean, your generation coming from the 70s up until now. Who do you think is the best lawyer? He thought about it. Then he said, it's very difficult to tell. So I started throwing names at him. J.K. Ajiman, he said, great lawyer. C.B.K. Zwen, he said, fantastic. Then he paused, so I also paused. He said, for what he did with 31st, I think that Peter Ajete is the best lawyer. So I woke up. Philip Addison was listening. And then I saw him nodding. I was in his office, but I could hear us. I saw Philip nodding in agreement that Nanado is right. He said, for what he did with 31st, I think it's Ajete. Then I asked him, what about Obed Asamoah? So because Nanado and Obed Asamoah had been in many legal battles at the time and they've been fighting in courts, arguing against each other, I thought he was going to say that, Obed is not a good lawyer. I thought he was going to say that. So when I said, what about Obed Asamoah? Then he said, Obed is an able man. He's an able man. Obed is an able man. I think Kwame Kufu was in this conversation. He said, Obed is an able man. I was so impressed. Because for me, a small boy, I know that MPP doesn't like NDC. NDC don't like MPP. So if you ask MPP person about NDC, I thought Akufo-Addo was going to say, he said, no, Obed is an able man. He said, he's an able man. I didn't quite understand what that meant. But I said, no, Obed is an able man. This is how even rival future attorney generals have done this. Obed was attorney general at the time, had described the attorney general. This is what he said. And another thing that probably is creating problem for Dominic Aini is the regular press conferences about trials. Because again, I said this before, during the Quality Grain, I was reporting Quality Grain for Joy FM. And Akufo-Addo will never grant an interview after the court. He will tell me that, did you listen to everything that happened in the court? Write it out and go and say it. Make sure you don't defame anybody. He will tell me that make sure your script doesn't defame anybody. So sometimes I read it to him. He just listens. He doesn't participate. He doesn't want to know what I'm going to say on the radio. He's not interested. And then when we get out, he's descending the Supreme Court steps. The graphic, everybody comes. Said, Akufo-Addo said, no, it's sub judice. I can't talk about it. I said that before. Attorney generals don't go and be rattling cases at media houses. They don't do that. Dominic Aini is doing that. It's not proper. Obed Asamoah didn't do that. Akufo-Addo didn't do that. Papa Uso Akuma didn't do that. Ayekweotu, in fact, Joy FM used to play that line for a very long time. Ayekweotu was prosecuting the Mrs. Rawlings case. And then he came out of the court and some Joy FM reporter went in there. He said, where are you from? Joy FM. Why are you not listening? Why are you not listening? I can't talk about it. This Ayekweotu. Ayekweotu doesn't do that. There's no attorney general in this photograph who's done that. Joe Gatti, I was with him throughout the prosecution of the MV Benjamin. Never once would Joe even give me an interview. I was in his office and he was on the phone and I happened to hear what he's saying, he put the phone and said, Paulus, you didn't hear anything. Oh. You cannot publish anything. I said, yes, sir. I was a personal friend with Joe Gatti. He was prosecuting the case. I was with him most of the time. In fact, the day he was making the most important phone call about the MV Benjamin arrest, I was sitting in front of him. I couldn't report it to City. That time we started City. I couldn't. Joe Gatti told me that you can't. So I have to wait for them to issue a press statement hours after the event had happened. And I could have done breaking news with City. I could have called Samens or Bernard or Richard Sky and said, Charlie, we have breaking news. Joe Gatti has just called for the arrest of this person. Joe Gatti told me you can't. You are my friend, but you can't do that. I'm Attorney General. When I do the thing, I have to first go to cabinet and show it to them. Then I have to go to Oboshi and Co. They will draft a press release and then I can give it to you. If you want me to give you the press release first, I'll give it to you first. But you can't discuss and describe anything you have seen here. That was Joe Gatti. He was Attorney General. Betty Mould, again, I used to visit her late in the night. You can ask Agbamava. He was there. Betty Mould will express a lot of things, and I ask her for an interview. Say, hey, Paul, you want me to give an interview on the prosecutions I'm doing? I can't. I remember that so clearly. It was late in the night. She was in the office late in the night, 10 p.m., 9 p.m., she was there. Alec Plem will be there. And I was asking her about, giving me interviews. And she said, no, she can't do that. She was Attorney General. Martin Amidu never did that. He doesn't talk like that. Benjamin Kumbo, as for Marietta, did you ever even hear her talking? I'll come to Marietta and what's his name? Sledge. Gloria Ekufu. There was a lot of pressure on Gloria during the Exton Cubic case. I gave her pressure. I told Dami I want to speak to Gloria. Gloria will not speak to me after. When the case ended, then Dami told me that he was Deputy Attorney General and that now that the case is over, Gloria may speak. So let's go and see her. Godfrey Dami said, Gloria may speak, so let's go and see her. So he led me to Gloria Kufu's office and said, Attorney General, Paul would like an interview on the Exton Cubic. And he said, oh, didn't he hear the ruling, Mr. Adomochi? Judge, I want it. So we beg, massage. I told her it's of high public interest. It's a minerals that belong to Ghana, blah, blah. Then she reluctantly agreed. And then we did the interview. And she wanted me to ask her this question. She said, this is the question you are going to ask. What is the effect of the ruling in Exton Cubic? I remember clearly. And Dami said, yeah, that's a good question. And that's what we did. So she sat down, I said, the cameras were there. I said, what is the effect of the Exton Cubic ruling? And then she repeated everything the judge said. That's what Gloria did. She repeated everything the judge said. So, Attorney General Dominic Aini, you don't come and do a press conference. I have arrested Charles Dubois. Tomorrow I will take him to court. Now I also have Masset, National Service scandal. Why? Why is Attorney General prosecuting the matters in the media? It is these kinds of things that allow people like A+ then to come at him so hard. Because Attorney General, sana go here, sani Attorney General, you don't come and then you are press conference. Then many lawyers are sending something to me today that I should say that Attorney General was inappropriately dressed. I mean, I don't understand it. But all the lawyers are sending it to me that you don't wear court wear out and then even come and address a press conference. That's what many lawyers are sending to me. Some of the lawyers are in DC. They said that the Attorney General was not properly dressed for the press conference. So I'm not sure why Dominic Aini, I don't understand it. Is it not just yesterday that we saw the youngest Attorney General, Godfrey Dami, do his work? He was the youngest Attorney General. He did his work. He never once did he hold press conference and say, I'm going to prosecute Richard Jakpa tomorrow. I'll start a prosecution from 9 o'clock and he will see what I'll do to him. And go and say he's a criminal, he's a thief. So what Kwame Dubois did was that he opened 2 bank accounts. One bank account, in the press conference. Kwame Dubois is not there to say, hey, Attorney General, you're not saying the truth. Who opened 2 bank accounts? Stop that, it's not correct. The Attorney General should properly address these matters in court. Then when the court has finished, Joy FM will call their man. City FM will call their man and say, what happened? Then you say that when he was reading out the charges, the Attorney General indicated that so and so and so and so and so. However, Counsel for Kwabena Dubois opposed. Counsel explained that so and so and so and so. Court has adjourned until next week Tuesday. Perfect. That's how it's done. You will say it in court and the journalist will pick it up. The other lawyer will respond. The journalist will pick it up. The journalist will come and report to the general public that the Attorney General said this, counsel for the defense said this, the judge ruled on it like this, the judge has adjourned the ruling till this, counsel asked for a stay of execution, it was opposed in this manner, counsel asked for stay of proceedings, it was opposed in this manner, counsel has filed an application before the Court of Appeal, the court has adjourned until the determination of the Court of Appeal. That's what it is. We don't want to hear from Attorney General who sits in a press conference in a monologue where there's no lawyer there to oppose him, said that Kwabena Dubois had stolen money. He had used 49 million cedis to buy houses at... Whoa. Well, let's go back to Sledge and let's finish the Sledge story. So you understand now the Sledge problem. Marietta, well, let's have Marietta there. Okay. Marietta Brew Apia is also a friend of Sledge. So what we know so far, and we won't say too much about the Marietta one. Today is what, Thursday, next week Tuesday. By the weekend, we have all the information. We've got a number of people who have called me wanting to tell me about Sledge, about 6 key people wanting to tell me who Sledge is. Some of them say Sledge owed them. Some of them say they wrote the petition. Some of them say the MIF money has done this. I don't even know how to hear. So I've deployed it on some of my friends. So I talk to this guy, listen to you two, listen to the Saturday morning we are playing football somewhere. So the guys are coming to the football place and then I'll hear more. You know, they were telling me today, you see, we're in, there's a place called, it's on the Osu Ring, Honeysuckle. We were watching football. Manchester United game. So because Manchester United was leading me, I wasn't listening to them. They said, are you listening? Sledge. I said, oh, Charlie, Bruno Fernandes. You Saturday morning we talk about Sledge. Today let me go and do the program and then we'll finish. They are not very happy with me at all because they don't want to give me the information today. Me too, I was watching Manchester United. The producer too was calling me, boss, where are you? It's now 8:30. I had to hurry up and come. They were telling me Sledge. So Sledge seems to have an interesting relationship with Marietta Brew. That one will come later. Inside the next week, it will come. Now, viewers, take note. I have not come across this information in my role as Attorney General. So this information, I can decide to do what I like with it. It is my private information. I have decided that in aid of the public service broadcasting agenda, we will have to share it with the general public because it is of public interest. But I can decide that I won't talk about it again. But the Attorney General cannot do that. Because when he gets the information, he gets it standing in the stead of the Republic of Ghana. And he has to do what he has to do. Anyway, so we are, Marietta, let's say hello to her, goodbye, and then we'll come to that. I need to congratulate Marietta Brew for becoming the chairman of the University Council, the University of Ghana. Fantastic, my lady, fantastic. Former Attorney General, I think this is fantastic. We will be talking about your relationship with Sledge. We know everything that has happened. Well, we don't know everything, but we know a lot of it. Or how you are trying to help him. We know how you are trying to help him. We know. So don't worry, we know. We are here. We've been here for long, so we are always here. We know. But we'll talk about it later. All right, let me go to Kobe, who is our only text message provider tonight, and see what people are saying. The lawyers are still sending me texts. Yes. Somebody says here that Sledge is a nickname. Oh, we told you it's a nickname. Okay, it's a nickname. I understand that. And then another person said that, did you hear Dominic Aini use the word silly at his press conference? Did he use the word silly? Oh, he did? Yes. Hey, okay. Godfrey Dame never held a single press conference. We remember that he used to issue press statements about the awards at the international community. Only when he was trying to correct the facts that Bright Simmons usually wrote. I remember. Bright Simmons would write these international things. He was very interested. He would write this and write that and write this. Another person says, Paul, go to the ethics of the Bar Association. You will see that Dominic Aini's dressing was not correct as far as the bar is concerned. Okay. Another one says, oh, this is interesting. Viewers, a text from Dominic Aini, because I texted him earlier today. Or was it yesterday? Let me look at the text, the last one. It's yesterday. Yesterday at 10:54, I texted him. So Dominic Aini has texted back. He said, Paul, you are putting a slant on the story to give an impression that I'm trying to gag A+ through Dr. Sledge. I take exception to that. Please go back and read my press conference statement. I am disappointed in you, but not surprised. Attorney General, I'm sorry. Don't be disappointed. I have more integrity than the person you were working with on the law house contract. Oh. I was working on law house contract? Me? I was working on law house contract. Attorney General, sorry about that. I see that you say you are disappointed. Please don't be. We are all concerned about. Attorney General says, viewers, and this is live, Attorney General says that the slant I put on the story. Please, let's have Attorney General A+ and this guy there again. Because Attorney General has written. Let's treat it very seriously. Attorney General says, now, viewers, the slant I put on was that Dominic is bringing out Sledge to gag A+. Attorney General says, no. He says, I take exception to that. He says it is completely off. Please go back and read my press statement. Okay. No, the press statement, he didn't say that he's gagging. We imputed it. So he says he takes exception to that. He said, go back and read my press statement. I am disappointed in you, but I'm not surprised. Oh, that I apologize, Attorney General. You don't need to be disappointed. It's part of the explanation that we do here. There's no need to be disappointed. But then he says that he has more integrity than the person you were working on the law house contract with. He is referring to... I don't need to put fire into that one. Let me leave it. I don't need to put fire into it. But at least we have had the Attorney General express his view on the matter. The Attorney General says that the slant we put on this, that he was using Sledge to gag A+ is not true. But Attorney General, now that we're at it, who is Sledge then? Who is Sledge? You mentioned Dr. Sledge. You didn't say anything about him. So naturally, you get journalists wanting to know who is Sledge. And in us wanting to know who is Sledge, everybody is talking to us. And that is where the story from the use of Sledge's name to gag A+ is coming from. Perhaps if you are told us in at least one more line that Sledge is so and so and so and so. But also Sledge and MIF, the issues, all of that is important. I see I have a text from somebody who is writing about MIFA. So viewers, sorry, I'm sharing my text message with you tonight. It is for public interest. The person just said that the MIF matter may have more than you said. So call me after your show. Hey. He says, the MIF matter may have more than you said. So call me after your show. Vincent Asifwa says I should mention his name. He says, I was shocked to have seen the Attorney General robed in the way he did. That robe is simply for the court and even at the court and not even at the court premises. Okay, no problem. It is a big matter. So at least, please tell Dominic Aini, and let me just reply. Thank you, sir. Viewer, sorry, let's do it together. So how do you spell it? THANK. I've written that one. YOU. Thank you, sir. SIR, comma. It's comma. Please. The correction. Please. Your concern has been published. Your concern has been duly published. Usually when I send text to Dominic, I have to send it also to Tamaklo because maybe Dominic won't see it. I'm sure, I don't know. Oh, he's online. He's showing online. So thank you, sir. Please, your concern has been duly published. Please don't be disappointed. Okay, don't be disappointed. He also see that I'm typing. Don't be disappointed. We are together. We are together. We are together. Lecturer and student. Lecturer and student. Because of our common friend D. I won't tell you who D is, viewers. Let me leave that one. Because of our common friend D, we are together, lecturer and student. I've sent that to Dominic Aini. It has ticked 2. Does he do blue tick? No, he doesn't do blue tick. So, but he's still online, so he has seen it. Good evening, Leonard Attorney General. If you are watching, we are all very concerned about this A+ issue, and we really want you out of it. We are all very concerned about the A+ issue. As for A+, the National Democratic Congress has removed him from their caucus. And they should do that very quickly. A plus has a little bit more bad news coming. Asamoah Boateng, what is it? Asamoah Boateng has won a defamation suit against Kwame A plus. He has won it. The court is asking A plus to pay money to Asamoah Boateng for defaming him. The case is entitled Asamoah Boateng versus Kwame Asare-Bede A plus. According to Asabi, the allegations by A plus that he, Asabi, used state powers to wrongfully appropriate the property of a young man at Pram Pram in the Greater Accra region were false. A plus further alleged that Asabi used land gas to dispose the said young man from his property. The court ruled in favor of Asabi and ordered A plus to pay 350,000 cedis in defamation. This is Jerry Avenobo for A plus and Chenebo Asakode for Asabi. So, my friend Jerry, I saw him. Jerry, is it today we bet? I saw Jerry today or yesterday. I think it's today. It's today. I'll see him on the football field on Saturday. We'll play football. Jerry, but you lost the case. Oh, Charlie, sorry. Congratulations to Chenebo Asakode, the winning lawyer, Asabi's lawyer. So that's the latest on Kwame A plus. The court says you should come and pay money. But I think that the majority caucus should deal with this A plus thing very, very seriously. And the parliament supposed to deal with this seriously. Somebody called me and said that, can you imagine how Akufo-Addo is laughing on looking at the A plus and NDC relationship? I said, well, I don't know whether he's laughing. Nana Ajantua got the appointment. What was this? Nana Ajantua got the appointment because of things like this. It's been alleged that A plus has been removed from the majority caucus of parliament. Yes. And from the WhatsApp group. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. We checked that A plus has been removed. It's very true. It's 11 o'clock on the holiday, May Day holiday, and let's get. Oh, please, viewers, sorry. Today we are doing text message. The Attorney General has texted again. Oh, the Attorney General is a democratic man. Oh, he says, no, please, you are not. You cannot do what you are doing to me and pretend we are together. Attorney General is getting upset. He's very upset. Okay, I won't read it again. I'll look for time and go and see him. I won't read it again. So I'm sending something to him, but that one I won't tell you. Okay. Attorney General is very unhappy with the publication. So we